guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over the newest card to my credit card family, the American Express Platinum card. That's right, I got the American Express Platinum card. Now, I've been holding off on getting this card for a while because honestly, for me, I felt that this card has been overrated for a lot of people who end up getting it. I think a lot of people end up getting it because they want to flash and show this card off to people, and in actuality, if they had other cards, they could get more benefits from it for themselves. And I've felt this way for a while, and I've been like, you know what, I'll get a lot of other cards, get all the different benefits, and then eventually I'll get over to American Express and end up getting this Platinum card because I would like the points to be able to use to transfer to different partners. But anyone who's in the credit card game has noticed that American Express has been going crazy with the different sign-up offers, all the different offers that they've been having over the past 6 months. So for me, I've been like, man, if you only get one in a lifetime when it comes to the credit card points sign-up bonus from American Express, if there's any time to get it, it's going to be right now. Now, the offer I think is going to end pretty soon because they do have, with the referrals, that they say that the higher offer that's out there is going to be done, I think, in early May. It's something like May 5th or May 10th, right around there. So if you're going to try to get this card, that's the time to get it. If not, if you missed out when you're seeing this video, I'm sorry, but the offer is probably going to end up being gone. But there's still a lot of good benefits from this card. I'm going to go over this card and everything you're going to be able to get from this card, the new offer that you can actually end up getting, along with the just original normal offer that you end up getting with American Express and the Platinum card, and the different benefits you get from it. So here's the unboxing first of the card. I'm going to show you that right now. Alrighty, here is my unboxing of the American Express Platinum card. I got it with the 100,000 point sign-up bonus that was going on, that has also 10x on grocery stores and gas stations. So yeah, they sent it next day for UPS. I ordered yesterday early in the morning, and I get home 3 o'clock, I believe, is when I actually got an email telling me that UPS dropped it off. But the package was here. So I already did a few things to kind of hide my all my information, so I've kind of pre-opened it beforehand, but I'm gonna show you all what it's gonna look like as you open up this box, and also compare it to some other metal cards that I also have. So let's do the opening for the American Express Platinum card. Here it goes. Ready, so this open, and this is the package that they'll give you right here. And you open this up, and they have some information and things right here in the back if you pull this, but here is the card right there. Wow, this is actually a really pretty looking card, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I haven't been someone who's always on American Express. I typically use Chase, but I feel like this offer was just too much for me not to take up, so I ended up getting it, and I'm pretty happy because I know I'll definitely hit all the sign-up bonuses and everything. So yeah, but this is what the card looks like, and honestly, it feels really, really good. I know there's the drop. The thing about it is I do have a little bit of tape kind of holding it down, plus this is wood, so I don't know exactly how it would sound on here. But I gotta tell you, it feels really, really good, and honestly, it looks clean as hell. I'm gonna show a few other metal cards or other cards that are supposed to be kind of nicer and kind of compared to them. So here's the Venture card that I also have, and then I guess this isn't even really it with the Sapphire, but Sapphire is trying to be somewhat on it, but I do have the Sapphire preferred as well. The Venture card, and I had a video that I created where I was also talking about this with my Capital One Saver card, which is the Saver card. Now, it could just be my wallet, but it rips up on the side. So I feel like over time, I feel it peeling. I haven't used the Venture card anywhere near as much as I did with the my Saver card when I first got the Saver card. But it's made the same way, and something tells me it's going to eventually end up kind of peeling up. Whereas this Amex card seems like it is very well all printed and all made that way. The Sapphire card, it hasn't had really any issues with that from use. I don't really use this one as much. I typically use the Freedom Unlimited or Freedom Flex when I end up using the Chase cards, but I think out of all of these, the Amex one, they're the ones that started this trend, and honestly, this card feels really, really good, I'm not gonna lie. Now, for me, I'm not a flex person, so it doesn't really matter to me that much, but I know a lot of people do care about this, so if you are someone who does care about the feel of the card, the look of the card, you kind of can't really even compare. This card just looks better than all the other cards for sure. And yeah, the design, the metal drop, I feel like this one's kind of it's almost like a fake version of this, the Venture. Now, the Venture is not a bad card, don't get me wrong. If you're actually looking for travel, especially with what's going on with Capital One right now, with them adding new transfer partners and the different things that they're going to hopefully try to do with their lounges, Capital One, the Venture card is actually a nice card to have, or it can be, either that or the Venture One. But yeah, well, this is right here. It's going to be on the Amex Platinum card, but this is what it looks like. I didn't get the Platinum written underneath it. I guess I have the, not as or I have the newer version that took that word off. It doesn't, again, the aesthetics don't really matter. It's really just what the card actually does for me. But yeah, this is what the Platinum card's going to look like. And then inside here, they give you, let's see, your key to endless exploration. Okay, so now that we're done with the unboxing of the card, you get to see what comes in the box, you get to see what the card looks like, and comparing the card to a few other cards to see kind of the flashiness of it and see how nice and pretty it is. Now we're actually gonna go over the benefits, because for me, I care more about the benefits. You can give me a card that is a piece of paper, as long as I get the benefits that I need, the rewards that I want, and be able to get the travel and the, everything that I'm looking for in the cards. That's what's the most important thing to me. So now we're gonna go over those, and now I'm gonna tell you what's good about this card, and also let me go over the reason why I felt like this card was a little bit overrated, because this card has a $550 annual fee. Okay, now I'm fine with annual fees as long as I feel like I'm getting more than the annual fee in benefits. Not only more than annual fee in benefits, if I used another card in place of this card, would I end up getting even more than what I got from this card in subtracting the $550 annual fee. That is big to me. That's how you make sure you end up getting the most value for your cards. And for me, when I've looked at the American Express card, I feel like a lot of people end up getting the card, they're flashing, they're using the card, they're swiping around, but they don't understand the benefits from the card. And if they did, they actually would end up getting different cards. So, but right now with the 100,000 point sign up bonus is what you're gonna get. Now you have to look around to see if you can get the incognito mode on certain browsers. I use it on Google Chrome to be able to get it, so that's the easiest way it worked for me. But typically I think out there they also have like a 75,000 offer you might be able to get. I've even seen some that was like 125,000, but I don't know how people have gotten that because I've never been able to get that. But that's out there as well. But the normal offer is not 100,000. It's going to be below that. I'm not sure what it's going to be at when you're watching this video. But what we're getting right now along with 100,000 is 10x on grocery stores and gas stations. I know I can hit a decent number with that. I'm not going to hit up to the $15,000 max that they have out there. I can use my money in better ways than using it at the gas station groceries. I drive a Prius, so that's not even going to work out for me that much anyways with the Prius. But it still takes gas, but very little. So at the same time, getting 10x on that compared to getting 5x where I can get from my Freedom Flex this quarter for gas, I'm just like, all right, this is just going to work out for me. I know it's going to work out for me for the next 6 months. I just have to hit $5,000 in 6 months, where typically it's usually 3 months. So for a lot of people, that can actually end up being really, really hard to hit when it's $5,000 in 3 months. But now that's $5,000 in 6 months, you can spend under $1,000 a month. If you happen to have something like plastic, if you happen to have something where you can pay your rent and different bills like that, I feel like a high percentage of people can actually end up hitting this. Now I know I have different ways to be able to end up hitting my sign-up bonuses for my cards, but the 6 months gives people I know who are even students who can actually hit this minimum spend. But let's go over the benefits of the card, okay? So you get 5x. This is the normal benefits of the card, not the 10x from the bonus, not any of the 100K. This is just the normal benefits of the card. You're gonna end up getting 5x on flights when you're booking with the American Express card. So that's actually really good because there's not many cards that are actually gonna give you that much. So honestly, that's a really good benefit to be able to have, but I don't fly enough for $550 annual fee with 5x only on my flights. Now they also have it so you can get the 5x when you book through Amex's travel for hotels. So that's also a nice benefit right there. At the same time, when I see that, I'm like, well, I don't like booking things through Amex as much, or even trying to get things through them, like, because the one thing I noticed with Amex is, like, if you ever redeem your points through Amex, you can get 1 cent per point when you're trying to redeem for travel with the American Express Platinum card. But a lot of times you actually see what they end up pricing their with, like, the flight. If you end up just looking for the flight in the normal price, it's cheaper for normal price. So yeah, they're telling you, oh, you're gonna get back 5x, then you're gonna end up booking through us, then you can end up getting the flight for $150. But if you look for it and you or $150 worth of points, if you look at it, you go, wait a minute, I can actually get this exact same flight for $130 if I just paid cash. So why would I end up doing it that way? You're actually not giving me the best value for this flight. So that's always been something that's been very cautious for me about with American Express. It's not like Chase, where it's like, oh, that's the normal price, this is where we're actually going to have it at, and it's going to end up being a discounted percentage of it. With American Express, they try to act like they're actually going to give you a better value for it, but in reality, if you actually compare the two, it ends up not being the case. But this is still good. 5x back for hotels booked through American Express Travel. But then the kicker here is that you only get 1x back on everything else. And this is the reason why I never actually want to get this card outside of the sign-up bonus, because I was like, I'm never going to really be able to rack up that many points. You can do it with the gold, you can do it with grocery stores and dining, so there's different bonus categories where I feel like a lot of people can spend. But unless you are a massive traveler, for people to be able to try to make sense of the $550 annual fee, you have to, I mean, there's other benefits we're going to go over, but I'm just like, man, there's not enough multipliers here on things that I hit that's going to make sense for me. And I think for the average person who's not a business traveler, it's not going to make sense for them. But there are other benefits that actually do end up adding up to actually make this thing worth it. So you just have to make sure that you hit these benefits, because if you do, then you can actually end up getting the value for it. So the next benefits end up being the Uber rides credit with the Platinum card. So what you have to do is you sign up your Platinum card with Uber, with your Uber account, and you're actually gonna get $200 throughout the year for the card. Now this is actually pretty awesome, but here's the thing, is that you don't get $200 on January, you get to use it in December, still $200. No, they give you $15 each month. And they do this purposely because I think that they know that if they do this, there's gonna be a high percentage of people who are not going to use this benefit. My feeling is that the reason why they're doing this is they go, okay, I'm not sure if they're getting the bill completely given to them by Uber, or if they're getting a discounted version saying, hey, we want $15 worth, but if you can give us a discount since we'll bring so many customers, and they go, okay. But they're hoping that a lot of people don't end up using it, because a lot of people are going to forget that, oh, I used it in January, oh, I forgot to use it in February, darn, it was a shorter month, I completely forgot. Something like that's going to happen. They just saved themselves $15. So you have to make sure that you use this every single month to make sure you end up getting the $15. But there's a good way you could actually end up doing this, is you don't actually even have to use it for the ride. So if you're not traveling that much, or if you rarely ever use Uber for driving, you can use it for Uber Eats. Now Uber Eats allows you to either have food delivered to you, or you can actually set up on Uber Eats where you can actually go pick up the food yourself. So all you have to do is just make sure that when you end up using this, you have to go eat one time a month with Uber, going through Uber Eats, and then you will end up getting your benefit. That's if your meal is $15. I live in California, the meals are expensive over here. If you live in the middle of America, I don't know what your meals cost, maybe it's $7, $8. So you can get 2 meals from it. So, but the vast majority of people are gonna go out to eat at least once a month, if not multiple times a week. So you should be able to get the benefit from that. And then in December, you actually get an additional $20. So it's actually gonna end up being $35 in December. So that's how it ends up equaling out to being $200 throughout the year. So you have to just make sure you sign up with Uber Eats to be able to do that, and that's actually gonna get you that benefit for getting $200. So that's awesome, because now that you have the $550 annual fee, if you say, okay, I'm going to have $200 go towards what I normally do for my dining, just make sure that I put it out with my American Express Platinum card through Uber Eats. If you do that, then you can justify the part of the $550, and now you just brought it down to being at $350 just like that. So that's awesome to be able to do that. Then the next thing you end up getting is the Saks Fifth Avenue credit. So the Saks Fifth Avenue credit they end up giving you, it's gonna end up being a credit of $50 every 6 months. Now they say it's $100 in the year, but they break it down to, you get $50 from January through June, and then you get $50 from July through December. It's the same way, just like the Uber Eats. If you don't use it, it's gone. So you have to make sure that you actually grab that $50 and buy something on Saks Fifth Avenue's website that you want, hopefully, or that you're giving someone for a gift, and then you get $50 back reimbursed. So this is one of those credits where it's like, well, I've never bought anything on Saks Fifth Avenue. You know, this stuff is all incredibly expensive. But there may be things that I could get that maybe I wouldn't get before, but now I'm like, well, you know what? I already have to do the $50. Let me just add a few more dollars of my own money. I'll get something that I want. So, or you could do it as someone for a gift. This would be a great gift, you know, for a friend, a loved one, a parent, whoever it is. But what you can do is if you go over here, you look at, you know, gifts, or you look at men's, and they'll have different, you know, sales where you can go, oh, here's something from $50 to $150. You shop there. This is what I'm going to do, shop for men's. And I've even looked around on here, and I've seen some cologne that I want, because, you know, I want to get cologne, but I can't really justify spending a certain amount of money on it. But now I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can get the cologne. I'm already going to get $50 off. And now I can just spend, you know, maybe another $20-30 out of my own pocket to actually end up getting this cologne. And that can end up helping you out, because then you can end up, you know, it's just going to cut down for something that you can, I guess, get yourself something a little bit nicer, but you have to spend a few more bucks. Now, you can also get things that are going to be under $50, but I've looked on there and there's nothing really that I found that's anything that I would want. And I don't know very many people who would even want some things that are under $50. But maybe it's something that you're going to find. Maybe it's something under the women's that you can find. Maybe it's something there. Maybe there might be socks I didn't notice, but I didn't see anything on there that looked like something that I wanted. But yeah, you get the $50 credit, so use that. And another thing you can do also is you can use your link through Rakuten. Now, if you guys aren't a part of Rakuten, you should use Rakuten as your shopping portal if you don't use any of the shopping portals. I always use shopping portals if I can when I buy something online, because what you get is you get additional points that you could end up using either for cash back or to transfer over to one of your accounts. So whether if you're doing it through Chase, you can do it through Chase shopping portal. If you have a Alaska Airlines card, you can do it through Alaska's shopping portal. Same thing with United's. And Rakuten has it so that you can get it as cash back, but they also have it so that you can link it to your Amex account and you can actually transfer the points over there. So what you can actually do is you can actually use Rakuten to, if you sign up with them, they usually have some type of sign up bonus where if you spend a certain amount of money, you actually get a certain amount of money back. So you use the Rakuten account, and then while also using the Rakuten account, you're also going to get back $50 in credit from the Amex Saks Fifth sign up bonus, or 6 months from the Amex bonus that you get every single month from Saks Fifth. So because of that, you could end up saying, oh, okay, I'm actually going to get a 25, whatever the bonus is right now. Say it's $20 bonus for signing up through Rakuten. You get the $20 bonus for signing up through Rakuten, and then you end up getting the $50 that you actually end up getting for the Saks Fifth. Now you pretty much end up getting $70 plus the multiplier. Sometimes you see it at like 2%. Sometimes you see it all the way up to 10% back for whatever you buy. So if you end up buying something that's $100, you pretty much just got $70 off. Plus you end up getting back up to possibly 10x back in points. So it can all end up working out if you just do it correctly, but I highly recommend that you look at using Rakuten if you are going to use Amex at all, or just shopping. I'm going to have a referral link down there. I'm also going to have a referral link for the Amex Platinum in my description box. So if you are interested in the card, please check out my referral link. But yeah, I would definitely say look at using Rakuten when you end up getting this card and when you end up going through Saks Fifth, because you pretty much end up getting a double bonus right there, and it's gonna end up all working out. So definitely do that. The next thing you're gonna end up getting, now this is the big one right here, okay? The big one is the Centurion Lounge. Now, there'll be a number of people who will pretty much say that the Centurion Lounge itself could be worth the annual fee. The Centurion Lounge is really, really nice. I've never actually been in it. I can't wait to go in it, even though it's pandemic time, so I don't know how open it's going to be, but I'm going to be traveling in a couple weeks, but I'm very excited to hopefully be able to use it, even if it's not to the full, use, but I'm going to be happy because I've been in some lounges, and for a while I was like, you know what, I don't even care about the lounges before I was even in them. But then after actually going into a few lounges, it's just nice, okay? It's going to be comfortable seats. It's going to be quiet. You're not going to be stuck with a lot of people. You get food, you get drinks, so you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the comfortable area. And for me, that's big. I can be in uncomfortable places. I don't mind doing that. But if you can just get this benefit because you just have a card, you don't have to pay every single time you go in or something like that, then it's just like, wow. I mean, every time I travel, if I go to a place that happens to have a Centurion Lounge or other lounges that are connected with the Amex Platinum card, I'm just going to be able to go sit in there, and I'm pretty much going to be able to get value from using it. Because if I can go to the place and just get food, what does that cost? You know, if I go there when I'm leaving to go to, you know, wherever I'm traveling, and then I get to use the Centurion Lounge there, and I get to use it when I come back, what is the value there? There could be a lot of value, and depending on how much you travel throughout the year, it can end up adding up to possibly end up being just the annual fee right there. So for a lot of people, the Centurion Lounge is worth the annual fee. Now, that's up for debate. That could be, you know, you watching this video, you might say it's not up to my level for me, but I am excited to use it, and I do think that there is definitely a dollar value on that. I don't know what we can calculate it as, but I think that this definitely could end up maybe making it worth it for the vast majority, rest part of it, of the annual fee. But it just depends on how much you travel. It depends on what year it is and different things like that for how much you travel. During COVID times, not so much, but past that, we'll see, you know. But I think that that's something that if you get the card, you have to make sure you use this, because the thing is absolutely gorgeous from what I've seen in videos. The next benefit you're going to end up getting is that you actually end up getting a $200 airline card, or airline credit. Now, this $200 airline credit, it's a little bit tricky because it's not the way that you would normally think. It's not like you go, oh, okay, I get a $200 airline credit with, you know, you have to choose your airline. You go, okay, cool, I'm gonna do it with JetBlue. That's what I like to fly. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna book my ticket with the American Express card, and I'm gonna get $200 credit. That's not how it works. It's incidental credit. So you get it for specific things. You get it for drinks and food when you're not in the airport, when you're actually flying. So when you're actually on the airline, you get it, I think, for check bags. So it's certain incidentals. So it's honestly kind of hard, I think, to even equal out to the $200. Not if you just travel a lot. I think that can end up being fine. But I think the way that this credit is tricky is because if they're going to give you the Centurion Lounge, you're going to go there. And like, when I was at the United Lounge when I went to Hawaii a few months ago, and I got food, I got drinks. When I got onto the plane, how much more am I gonna eat and drink? The plane isn't gonna have better food than the lounge that you're in. So I think they kind of know that, so they're actually giving you this benefit where you might get a drink, you might get this, but it's gonna be hard to actually, I feel, hit the $200. Now, I think that if you're going with somebody, you might be able to go, hey, you guys both wanna get a drink, you get both of you a drink, you get both of you a meal. So maybe with multiple people, you can end up making it worth it. But if you're traveling by yourself, like a lot of times typically that's what I do, then I feel like it's gonna end up being a little bit tricky. Now, there were ways that you could actually end up hitting this credit, where if you did certain things, like if you gave yourself a credit to accounts, like they used to do that with like United. But from what I've heard, because I have a buddy who's in the credit card game, he was telling me that he tried it and it did not work. So it seems like Amex is kind of cutting those things out, only really allowing you to use it while flying. So if that's the case, you know, it's unfortunate that that's how they've changed it, because it is going to be tricky to use it, but it is there. So it's not that you don't get a credit from it, but right there, if you can actually end up using that, you can max it out. You just got $100 credit from Saks Fifth, you got a $200 credit from Uber, and you got another $200 credit from using the airline credit as well. So you pretty much just got $500 in credits right there. Plus you get the Centurion Lounge for what, 50 more bucks. So if you can actually end up maxing it all out, this card can end up being worth it. But I don't know. I feel like the vast majority of people don't end up maxing all these out. And this is the reason why, for me, I was hesitant about getting this card for a long time, because I was like, I don't know if I could actually end up hitting all these things. I know other cards I can end up getting. So that was what kind of holding me back. But now I know what I can do and how I can end up getting the benefits from actually using this card. But that's one you got to look at, and just make sure when you actually do end up using this credit, you have to register your airline. So if you're gonna use JetBlue, you can't just go to JetBlue, start swiping, and then all of a sudden go, hey, what the heck? Why didn't I get the drinks on the airplane for, you know, credited back to me? It's because you have to make sure you only get one airline each year. So you got to make sure that if you're going for JetBlue, that's your JetBlue. It's going to be JetBlue for all of that year, and the next year you can change it and you keep on doing that. For all these credits actually I'm talking about, you have to actually make sure that you enroll on Amex's on the app or on their website with the card. So make sure you enroll for these things, because if you don't, what's going to end up happening is you're not going to end up getting credited back. So please make sure you enroll for all these different things. I should have said that earlier in the video. Maybe I'll put like something written down, but you got to make sure you enroll, because if you don't, you can end up using these things, thinking you end up getting credit, not get credited back, and you're going to end up being frustrated about the whole entire thing. So make sure you take care of that. The next thing you get from having this card is you actually end up getting Hilton Gold status. So you just get gold status for having this card. So what is that worth? Well, I know that from gold status, at least for me, from the benefit that I kind of feel that you get from it, is you're going to end up getting the free breakfast. So if you actually end up going to Hilton hotels, you end up getting a free breakfast right there. So that's actually very, very nice. I would, even though the thing about it is I actually have a Hilton card now, so now I'm like, well, it doesn't benefit me that much. But if you happen to be someone who doesn't want to get multiple cards, happen to stay at Hilton hotels, and doesn't want to have to pay for breakfast every time you're staying at a Hilton hotel, you just got this benefit right there. So that's a nice added feature to also have. You also get gold status through Marriott. I don't stay at Marriott. Honestly, I don't know a lot about the Marriott program. I've looked at it and I've just heard there's some positive things, but I've just read a number of negative things to where I'm actually a Hyatt guy. I stay sometimes at Hilton, but Hyatt is where I typically stay. So for me, I know that there is gold status, but I think if you're out of the two, I believe that gold status is better for Hilton. If I'm wrong about this, people don't get super angry at me, but because I know that you still have titanium status and there's higher statuses and other statuses you can get with the Marriott that can actually end up being better than this gold status, but at least you get something. You get some type of gold elite with that. But these are things that you're just going to get when using your Amex Platinum card. It's going to be matched, so you're going to get that. But you can also get these things from getting the cards from Marriott or from getting the cards from Hilton. So it just kind of depends on which one you're doing. And if you end up doing that too, you end up getting a higher multiplier. So that's what I do. And then the next thing you get also is you're going to get different types of insurances. So you're going to get Amex Platinum car insurance, which is nice. So you actually, if you go to, these are all benefits that end up really helping you out. Because if you end up going, traveling and you go to a place and now all of a sudden you want to rent a car, you're going to have to pay for the rent a car, but you don't have to pay for the insurance because you're going to end up having Amex Platinum actually be your insurance. So if Amex Platinum ends up being your insurance, this can save you, depending on what car you get, depending on all these different things, this can save you some money. So this is going to end up being your insurance. So if you end up having that as your insurance, what is the end up value being right there? This is the reason why I like Dave Ramsey. I'm a fan of his. I think that he helps out people who don't really understand money very well and don't understand how to be disciplined. But at the same time, he's like, what type of credit or what type of benefits you get from credit cards? This right here, this is literally saving you money. So if you just use this card for insurance when you end up getting a rental, you just saved yourself dollars right there. So if you're all about saving money, this is the things you get right here. And then they'll have other different types of insurances, like they have all different types of travel insurances. So there's a whole list of it. I can't go over all of it because this document right here is 47 pages long. So I'm not gonna do all that, but there's a lot of different benefits you can end up getting from it, from having their travel protection, and they have shopper protection, which many other cards are going to have this. So this isn't just with the Platinum card, so I don't need to get into super detail with it. You can get similar things. If I can't remember if section might even be better with the Sapphire Reserve, but again, higher end cards are actually going to end up giving you higher end, I guess, benefits. So some of these benefits are going to end up being if things end up breaking, or if you end up having things through travel protection or through purchase protection, things like that. This can end up helping you out, and it actually behooves you to use the Amex Platinum card just for safety case. And then the thing you're gonna get is global entry and TSA PreCheck. Now, you'll get this with many cards, so I don't think this is very special to have with this card. However, I do think this is worth what it costs. Now, I don't know if it's worth what it costs specifically for this card, because technically you can get it with, I have many cards that are offered to me, and honestly, I feel like I should just use this to help out other people get it who don't have it, because TSA PreCheck is awesome. If you do not have it, get it. Okay, it is so convenient. I, for a long time, was like, oh, what's the big deal about it? What's the big deal about it? And when you go to the airport, it takes you 3 minutes to get through the line. You're like, what the heck? That's it? That's all it took? This is definitely worth $100. You get it for, 4 or 5 years when you end up, after you sign up with TSA PreCheck, and you have to do the whole meeting, there's a whole process to it. Maybe I'll do a video on that, but it's definitely worth it. So if you have any card that has it and you have not gotten it, get TSA PreCheck. Or if you already have it, give it to a loved one, give it to someone else, because it is definitely worth it. You gotta get it. And then there's a few other benefits that you're gonna get right here, the travel protection. But these are some just kind of smaller things that maybe it would help out you, but this isn't anything that I'm gonna use. But there's like cruise privileges program, there's gonna be international airline program, there's gonna be the concierge, there's going to be fine hotel and resorts. So there's all these like different little shop runner membership. So yeah, there's all these different little things, and there's going to be the PayPal benefit that might end up being gone by the time you sign up for this card. So that's going to be like $30 using through PayPal. that you can get for shopping till June. So that's gonna pretty much end up being gone. But yeah, these are all the different benefits and all the things you would actually end up getting from having the American Express Platinum card. Now, is this card for you? I think that if you still happen to see this 100K 10x on groceries and gas stations, that this card actually it makes sense to get right now. Even someone like myself who's held back, that, you know, I shouldn't get this card until maybe at the end game, that I've actually am someone who's like, I gotta get this card, because I think that you can only get one sign-up bonus with Amex when you end up signing up for the card. It's not like other cards where they give after 4 years or after 2 years or after whatever amount of time, you get another sign-up bonus. You only get one, so this is the time to get it. Now, if you missed out on it, then it's unfortunate. However, at the same time, I think you can still end up getting your value worth for the card if you end up understanding how to hit all the benefits. If you hit all the benefits, if you could hit the airline benefit, which is probably one of the harder ones, then that's going to really help you out. If you can hit the Uber credit, it shouldn't be that hard, but that's going to make it more while. And then if you can actually travel enough to use the Centurion Lounge, then that's also going to really benefit you. Then there's also Saks Fifth. I think a lot of people don't even end up using that, but it's just, there are things you can end up doing with it that can end up helping you. But second year, this is going to be the question for most people. Second year is end up worth it. First year, you got to keep it for an entire year. Don't cancel the card. Use the card for an entire year and see if you can get the benefits inside the second year. I think second year is going to be the challenge, because you definitely get the benefits, and with the sign-up bonus, you're definitely going to come out ahead in the first year. But second year is going to be very challenging for a lot of people. So I don't actually know where I'm going to be second year with this card. It's going to be interesting, because I've also heard rumors that they're going to be jacking up the annual fee to $700 a year, but they might switch up the benefits. So we'll see exactly how that goes. But I think for a lot of people, first year for sure. Second year, please be smart about it. Don't just use this card to floss, because you can go to the restaurants and go with your buddies and use this card and only get 1x back. You know, I've been out with people who talking to me being like, you have what? You have which card? I go, oh yeah, I got the Freedom Flex. Oh, you got the Freedom Flex, man? I got the Platinum, man. You talk about, you know, credit cards, I got the Platinum. And then they use the Platinum to buy the dinner to end up only getting 1x back. And I'm like, you know, if you actually had this card that has 0 annual fee, you actually get 3x back. Or if you had your gold card, you could have gotten 4x back. So even though you have these cards, you have to understand how you can get the most benefit from it. That's the most important thing, is making sure that you are actually getting the most benefit from having the card. Don't just have the card to show off to people that you have the card. It's not that hard to get this card, okay? Have the card and use the card to get the most and maximum benefit from the card for yourself, and then use it to redeem for travel. 100,000 points and possibly up to 250,000 if you actually end up hitting the max 15K in groceries and gas stations. Now, I'm not going to get anywhere near that, but if you happen to hit that, you could be up to 250,000 points with Amex. You can get so much travel from the 100K. You can get a lot of benefit, a lot more than the $550 annual fee. So from the 100K points, if you end up transferring it to transfer partners, you can get a lot from it. Even just base value, if you end up, well, technically base value would be cashing it out through Amex, but don't do that. Base value, I guess, would be if you transfer it over, if you get the Charles Schwab card, you transfer over to Charles Schwab, you can get 1.25 cents. You can invest that. You can end up getting $1,250. That should be the base level you end up getting from that. So that means even if you have this card for 2 years, it's going to be $1,100. You should still end up coming out ahead, even just from the sign-up bonus from right there. But if you actually end up using this card correctly, you end up getting all the other benefits, and you end up getting the 100,000 points, and you end up transferring it to transfer partners. There is so much you can end up getting from that it just makes sense to get the card, at least for the sign-up bonus, and then be smart about it for the second year. Make sure you're gaining with the card. That's the whole thing I have to say about that. But hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you are gonna get the card, thank you for staying around all the way to the end, by the way. I know this is a long video, but I want to go over everything for this card, because I think that there's a lot of information, and people will make short 5-10 minute long videos of it, and I'm like, well, there's more I want to know, and I like to do it on this channel, give you guys deep, in-depth information about stuff with credit cards, so that it's not just a little bit of information. You actually, after you watch the video, hopefully you understand the majority of the card after it's done for it. So if you did stay to the end, thank you so much for doing that. If you are going to get this card, I'd be very thankful you end up using my referral link in the description box down below. That ended up really helping me out, help out this channel. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace.